The best time is now. A powerful motivational story about letting go of regret and focusing on the future. Ryan sat alone on a park bench, staring at the ground. At 28 years old, he felt as if life had already passed him by. Every day was the same. He would open social media and see people his age building businesses, traveling the world, buying homes, and achieving their dreams. Then he would look at his own life and think, I am too late. Years ago, Ryan had dreams. He wanted to become a writer. He wanted to start his own company. He wanted to learn new skills and create a better life for himself. But instead of taking action, he spent years waiting for the perfect moment. 1 year became 2, 2 years became 5, 5 years became 10. Now all he could think about was the time he had lost. He replayed old memories every night. If only I had started earlier. If only I had worked harder. If only I had believed in myself. The regret became so heavy that it stopped him from moving forward. One morning, feeling frustrated and hopeless, Ryan decided to take a long walk. Eventually, he arrived at a small town he had never visited before. At the edge of the town stood an old clock tower. Its giant clock had been ticking for decades. As Ryan stared at it, he noticed an elderly man sitting nearby. The man seemed calm and peaceful. Ryan sat beside him. After a few moments, he said, I've wasted so much time. The old man looked at him and asked, How much time? Ryan sighed, Years. Maybe the best years of my life. The old man nodded. Then he pointed toward the clock tower. Do you see that clock? Of course. Tell me something. Has it ever moved backward? Ryan frowned. No. Can it move backward? No, the old man smiled. Then why do you keep trying to live backward? Ryan didn't know how to answer. The old man continued, Most people spend their lives fighting a battle they can never win. What battle? The battle against the past. Ryan listened carefully. The old man picked up a stick and drew a line in the dirt. Imagine this line is your life. Then he marked a point near the beginning. This is your past. He marked another point farther ahead. This is your future. Then he asked, Which part can you change? Ryan pointed toward the future. Exactly. The old man erased the mark, representing the past. No matter how much you cry, regret, or complain, the past will never change. Then he pointed toward the future, but this part is still blank. Ryan stared silently. The old man continued, Do you know why many people fail? Ryan shook his head. They become so focused on yesterday that they forget to build tomorrow. Those words stayed in Ryan's mind. Before leaving, the old man handed him a small seed. Ryan looked confused. What is this for? The old man replied, Plant it. Why? Because it will teach you a lesson. Ryan took the seed home. The next morning, he planted it in a small pot for several days, nothing happened. He felt disappointed, but he remembered the old man's words and kept watering it. A week later, a tiny green sprout appeared. Then another week passed. The plant grew taller. Month after month, it continued growing. One evening, while looking at the plant, Ryan suddenly understood the plant never complained about the days it spent as a seed. It simply focused on growing today. That realization changed everything. Ryan stopped obsessing over lost years. Instead, he began asking himself a different question every morning. What can I do today? He started reading books. He learned new skills. He exercised regularly. He worked on his writing every day. Some days were difficult. Some days he wanted to quit. But whenever regret returned, he remembered the clock tower. The clock never moved backward. Neither should he. Years passed. Slowly, his efforts began producing results. His writing improved. People started reading his work. Opportunities appeared. His confidence grew. One day, Ryan published his first book. The book became successful. At the launch event, a young man approached him. The young man looked discouraged. I feel like I'm too late, he said. Ryan smiled. The words sounded familiar. He looked at the young man and replied, Can I tell you a secret? Sure. Ryan pointed toward a nearby clock hanging on the wall. That clock has been moving forward every second since you arrived. The young man nodded. Ryan continued, You can spend the next 5 years regretting the last 5 years, or you can spend the next 5 years building a life you'll be proud of. The young man's eyes widened. Ryan smiled. Time will pass anyway. The question is whether you'll grow with it. As the young man walked away, Ryan looked up at the clock. For the first time in his life, he felt grateful. Not for the years he had lost, but for the years he still had. Moral of the story: regret steals today's opportunities while reminding you of yesterday's mistakes. You cannot change the past, but you can still create an extraordinary future. The best time to start was years ago. The next best time is right now. Stop looking behind youth. The future is waiting ahead.